There it is. Perfect timing. Brian is an expert on that fade in now.
I'm counting in my head.
Is that what you're doing? What do you count to?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, Brian, I'll tell you what. I'm very excited and / a little bit nervous today.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I don't really get too nervous, but I'm nervous today because we have a guest in, somebody that is beloved in this city, and that's somebody that I've admired for a very long time. Chef James Trees here in our studio today. Chef, welcome to the show. Very excited to have you.
For having me.
Chef.
Is it weird to be admired by people that you haven't met before? Like when they see you?
It's super weird.
Is it?
I'm from the east side of Vegas, man. You have to understand that, I'll walk into a restaurant and they'll comp my bills and stuff like that. And I'm like, I want to pay. I don't want that. I want to, I'm here to support you guys.
Yeah.
And I like the way Vegas does hospitality. Obviously, we love to show love to everybody.
Yes.
And the reciprocation of that has been amazing. I feel so lucky that I got to come back to Vegas and start opening restaurants and do something cool for this community.
I like how you've said before that you'd rather not get comped. You'd rather your GMs and your manager, your team get comped instead.
Yeah, comp the dishwasher.
Yeah. Love that.
He needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for those few people that are listening that maybe aren't Vegas locals or don't know who Chef James Trees is, let me just go over a little bit of your credentials, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. You have multiple restaurants, 6 restaurants in Vegas?
5.
5.
5 in a cocktail bar.
5 in a cocktail bar.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Esther's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ada's. We have, first of all, Julie, thank you for properly... What do you call it?
So there's a theme on this show that I have to type things out phonetically.
Yes, phonetically.
For Andrew.
So,
especially if it's Italian.
Yeah.
Especially if it's anything Italian, he can't say it.
I'm from Boston, so English isn't my first language.
Understood.
So we'll try. Al Solito Posto.
Yep.
We have Bar Boheme and Petite Boheme.
Petite Boheme is a cocktail bar. Yep. And high stakes.
And high stakes, of course. Yeah, you didn't spell out high stakes for me.
I didn't think I needed to spell that one out.
But listen, bottom line is you are one of the best chefs locally in town. You're one of the best chefs nationwide. I love your food. You clearly know your shit, and I am so honored and excited for you to be here. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel really lucky that we've been able to grow and do all the things that we've been able to do because, I spent 10 years in LA,
Yes.
right? Running independent restaurants. And one of the things you learn about LA is it's pretty much BS. 100 things will come to you and 99 and a half of them will not happen.
Sure.
The thing I've learned about Las Vegas is when you sign up to do something, it's happening.
Yeah.
So you really got to watch what you say yes to, right? And that's something that I feel really lucky that we've been able to build and grow, and the community's watched these restaurants grow and evolve, and that's a huge part of what makes Vegas who it is, right? Is we've done so much of the importation of these concepts, right? And now I feel like what my group and what my teams are bringing together is we're building restaurants that are constantly evolving and growing. The menu that we open with is not the menu that we have now at any of the restaurants. There may be a few core items there that we really love, but I love to see the development of a restaurant. I think restaurants are a living, breathing thing, and I think they have to be able to flex and move with the community so that way they can continue to evolve and meet the needs of our guests.
6 concepts that are open right now. Do you feel, well, first of all, I heard a rumor that you're trying to take over Las Vegas and own every restaurant in Las Vegas. Is that true?
No, sir.
No. Julie, you need to check your facts.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, no,
Not everything wrong you say came from me.
I think that the thing that I don't want to be known for is as an Italian chef.
Sure.
Right? Because obviously Esther's was my first restaurant that I opened, but it was also the first Italian restaurant I've ever opened. Right? And so, and we went off of the basis of traveling and going to Rome and trying Roman pastas and going to the best places in the world to try those things and then getting in the kitchen and learning with those guys, going to Venice and going to Alcovo and working with Cesare and my mentor, Luke Palladino, to learn and eat there so that I could see what the differences are between Americanized Italian food compared to, real Italian food in the 26 different regions of Italy that are, what Italian food really is. It's a different kind of food. It's a different kind of cuisine. It's not as complicated as a lot of people think it is.
Sure.
It's about getting the best ingredients and doing almost nothing to them.
Well said. For the casual diner, what's the biggest discrepancy between the two cultures or the?
Yeah, I mean, like Italian food is basically seasonal farm to table food.
Sure.
With some traditions added in, right? And then Americanized Italian food is just kind of funny. People think that like pasta carbonara, something like we're passionate about at Esther's. People think it's a super 500-year-old recipe, but it was actually created after World War II. And so chicken parm was written down in 1910,
Okay.
right? And this was something that was created in the 40s.
Yeah.
So, like, when you really think about it, some of the Italian-American culture is actually older than what people think of as Roman or true Italian culture. So, like, this history lesson that goes into cuisine and understanding that and allowing that to kind of, like, guide the food is so cool.
Do you feel like the American Italian cuisine tries to overcomplicate it too much? Like the more the better? Do you feel like it is that what the strategy is?
I think what it was is like they were trying to do the same thing. They just didn't have the ingredients, right? I mean, like everybody came from somewhere, and they brought their traditions with them. Unfortunately, they didn't have the access to the same ingredients that they would have in Italy.
Right.
So they had to make do. So they created different dishes out of those things. Like I like to say chicken parm, right? Chicken parm in Italy is a totally different thing than it is in New Jersey.
Right.
And if you don't really consider New Jersey to be that 27th region of Italy, you're missing the point of Italian food, because that's where a massive migration of Southern and Central Italians ended up moving to because of, poverty and lack of ability to continue to grow. And so they came to America and made their own way.
Yeah. My dad's from West Orange, New Jersey, and his family's over there too, and it's incredible Italian food there.
Yeah, I mean, like it is extremely regional.
Yes.
The chicken scarpiellos and all like the chicken franchise and all these things that like are not Italian food. They are not. They are based on different parts of like cuisines from like Basilicata and like Calabria and Sicily, and like those are where some of those things come from, but they don't have the other ingredients that went along with them, so they had to sub them out. And so they created an entirely different cuisine. But it is real, like Italian-American food should be its own thing.
I've been smiling this whole interview because I love the passion that you're showing for food.
Yeah.
Just food in
Oh, I
general.
just love it.
Yeah. It's your life.
It's literally like I woke up this morning and the happiest part of my day was I got to go in and I got to work on a new steak sandwich that we're doing at Esther's for lunch.
Nice.
Whoa.
But yeah, so like we're, I'm like we try to play around and have some fun.
Of course.
And like we're going over all these individual ingredients with the cooks and showing them what they have to be like and how we build this thing and what the textures need to be like and how everything comes together. And like we're open and we're sitting in the window eating this sandwich and we're like, we all understand where we want to go with this, right?
Yeah.
And like everyone's on the same page and now we're moving forward with the dish. I mean, like doing that with a team, even though I have 5 restaurants, like being able to spend that time with the cooks and the chefs and being able to like really dig in there. I feel like that is the thing that brings me the most pleasure. And if I'm going to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's no reason not to actually enjoy what I'm doing.
Of course. Well said.
Yeah.
With the 6 concepts that you have open right now, are there any more in the pipeline or are you done?
No, I'm definitely not done, but I'm also need to there's a cycle in business that you have to really understand, which is you have to be able to build and then refine, build and then refine, build and then refine. And the cool thing is like, we're really good at opening restaurants and we could open restaurant after restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. It's what I did for Michael Mina for a few years and he's the best at it.
Yeah.
Like the godfather of like opening great concepts and just replicating and teaching. And I mean, a lot of the stuff that I use today, I got from him. But now we're in the refinement stage because now we want to we're going after a Michelin star at Bar Boheme.
Yep.
Right. And that is a entirely different kind of cooking than Esther's.
Sure.
And then Ada's, is going in their direction, and all Solito is going in their direction, and like getting to work with all these chefs and these really passionate people and amazing front of the house people, and keeping the education going and keeping all that moving forward. I think that moves our entire community for food forward. And it's something that I'm really dedicated to and I really invest time into.
I love that. Well, I mean, I've been in the service industry. Brian's in the service industry right now, currently also. Like, we know how much goes into it. And just with one or two establishments. But with 6, how do you split up your time? Where do you focus a percentage of your attention on the regular basis?
So my home office is Esther's.
Sure.
I make sure that like I start my day there almost every day. I'm usually there by about 9 o'clock in the morning, but I'm waking up at 7 o'clock to, do emails and
sure.
get caught up on the day, follow up. We have a really good system of handovers and communication from the night before. So that way we can identify any issues, any problems. We get a rundown on how the nights go. We talk about who was there, make sure that all of our VIPs are taken care of. We look forward to the next day and what we need to prep for if we have upcoming events or we're doing charity events or doing whatever we need to do. And then on top of that, I read through all of that from every restaurant every day, find out what the sales were, find out what the labor percentages were, make sure I plug them into my schedules, make sure I know where we're at financially. And then I go and start my day, So like I like to say that I do a CEO's job between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
And then from 9 o'clock on, I get to cook. And then about 5 o'clock, I try to take a break in the middle of the day. And then I go back, and I'm usually in one of the restaurants every single night. And it is basically dependent on what's going on in the restaurant, what events we're doing, who's there. Yeah. But like for the most part, and also like trying not to be in the way of the people. Because at the end of the day, like I'm not actually physically on the pass operating that restaurant.
Sure.
Like I have really, really amazingly talented chefs who work extremely hard, and they are the ones who like run the day to day. I'm there to be a good boss. That's my job.
So you kind of answered this, but how do you make sure that the same quality and process goes into each of those locations when you're not there or when you're not at the pass?
So you look at the people who we have running the restaurants. From the kitchen side, Dylan, who's like my right-hand guy, he's been with me for over 12 years. This is a kid who started with me as a line cook. He wanted to be a DJ, like a drum and bass DJ, like not even like a good DJ, like a drum and bass DJ. So
just crushing his spirits right now. Poor Dylan.
No. And don't get me wrong. He still loves. When we take road trips, he drives by himself so he can listen to his music. Smart man. Because we don't want to listen to that crap. And I love electronic music.
Yeah, sure.
But he's just been my ace and just an amazingly talented young man who's really developed in a way that I feel like he's like my little brother.
Yeah.
And on top of it, like, he can take the feedback because he's been with me for 12 years. I like to say that I'm like that the NCAA coach, right?
Which one?
Like the one who's like poking on the girl. And he's like, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, she's being so mean." And
yes.
like, I believe in you. Yes. I know you can do this.
Yes.
I'm that guy.
That's you.
Yeah, that's the way I coach.
Yeah.
I'm not like people say, "Wow, he's mean." I'm like, no, I'm telling them I love them. I just need them to step up, and I need them to be at their level that I know that they can be at.
When it comes to the public scene, that side, a minority of the people understand the process, but a majority of them will look at it and say, "Oh, he's being so harsh to them. What's the deal?" But it works, and you.
If it was that harsh, he wouldn't be with me for 12 years.
Right. Exactly. That's
right. Because at the end of the day, we hug it out, and we love each other. My corporate chefs, Sean and Adam. Right now, Adam is over at High Stakes. Kicking butt and getting our new chef up to speed there. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, man, dedication, professionalism. He's the best of the best.
Yeah.
And he's great with numbers, and he's smart guy. And then Sean O'Hara, who's my other corporate chef, who's running Boheme right now, is just the most talented cook you've ever met.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like you have, and it's so weird because you have all these different people with all these different processes, and they all have different wants and needs. And that's the hardest thing to balance, is to find where they need to be at and then give them the support where they need, and then get out of their way to let them do their job as well.
How do you learn that?
By failing.
Yeah.
The only way that you can get good at being a boss is by failing, because no one teaches you how to be a boss. And so, like, you know, like obviously, you know, when we got started at Esther's, you know, people, I would literally tell my general manager, turn up the music, I have to yell at you louder. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, and it was like, because like I believed in him, because I wanted great things out of this little tiny restaurant. And I look back at those days as being I'm very fond of those times. Like when I got to just run the pass every night, I was running lunch and dinner and getting in. And, you know, if you look at the pass at Ada's, which is the original Esther's, it's all, the whole pass is a cutting board. Yeah. And it's because we used to break down whole pigs every single day on that. Like you'd come in at 7 a.m. and there'd be 2 pig heads completely boned out, getting turned into porchetta de testa. Yeah. You know, like these things that like no one even knew what we were doing. We were boning out the legs of the pigs and making cotechino sausage and making zamponis, and nobody had any idea what we were doing. They were just like, these people are crazy and their food is weird.
Do you miss those bootstrap days?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but I'll tell you right now, my knees don't miss it. My back doesn't miss it. Right. Being 45 years old and having started cooking when I was 14, like, you know, 30 years into it, if you're doing the same job, you failed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword, because you back in when you were 20 or however old you were at the time, like you aspire to be where you are today. But even today, you look back and you say, "Oh, I miss those days." So it's a,
you know, it's one of those things. Like if we could go back and realize that we were having the best time of our life.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Like if you could go back and really enjoy that, but then you realize how much pressure you put yourself under in order to get that opportunity and where you were when you were doing it. And I think that the reflection is very rosy.
Okay.
You know, I think we have to be very honest with ourselves and say like, oh yeah, I could jump back in there. It's like, you know, like Michael Jordan saying he could play in the NBA again. I'm like, no, like you were amazing for your time. Like I was a really, really good line cook. I was, but thank God I'm not anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Because, you know, you see these guys who are in their 40s and they're line cooks and they're just broken.
Sure.
Yeah.
What did, I want to quickly jump back on Michael Mina real quick.
Yeah.
What did he do right? What's one thing that stood out to you that you feel like that's it. That's what Michael Mina does. That's his signature thing. That's what makes Michael Mina who he is today. When it comes to opening restaurants,
Michael is just so smart in the way he pairs concepts with spaces. He has developed probably 8 or 10 really amazing concepts. And I look at that as being like, that is a life's work. Now, when someone comes to him and they're like, well, we want to do a steakhouse, he's like, you want a bourbon steak, right? And this is the best steakhouse. And they have them in New York, Nashville, Los Angeles, Denver. I think they have like 13 of them, right? And then he has, like, I'm structuring my company a lot of the ways that he is. The only difference is the ultimate thing that he did that was so smart is he paired up with Andre Agassi.
Okay.
And Andre Agassi was his financial backer. And that allowed him to get his company off the ground in a way that was very successful for him. And he is not only one of the best chefs in America, but he's one of the best business people I've ever met. And so, like, being able to see both sides of that, because I'm a dumb kitchen person. Like, I could be washing dishes, sure, right? But because I've been put around very, very smart people and they told me to shut up enough, guess what? I learned enough to, like, start building something on my own.
Did you have an Andre Agassi?
I had an Aunt Esther.
Okay.
My Aunt Esther... Yeah, my Aunt Esther was and this is the reason why I named the restaurant Esther's Kitchen. I was running 20 restaurants in LA, like a group. And I wanted to buy a house in Venice, and then Snapchat moved in, and I couldn't afford to live there anymore because every like house that was 500 grand just went to 1.5 million, and people were tearing them down and putting up these like mini mansions.
That sounds about right.
And kind of like ruining the neighborhood, which kind of sucked. And I kind of saw the writing on the wall. And so I was like, I had some money saved because I was going to buy a house. And then my Aunt Esther passed away, and she left some money for me in her will. And it was just enough to where I thought I would have an opportunity to get something off the ground. And I was still about $250,000 short. And there were a lot of, like, I mean, like, literally my landlord was shopping my building after it was built out because he didn't think I'd be able to get open. Wow. And I got really lucky to get an SBA loan. My mom actually signed her house over as collateral, which is insanity. But I promised her I would pay her back, and I would make sure that got paid off. And we paid off that loan in 9 months. And that is something, that was a 20-year loan that I paid off in 9 months because I wanted to get my mom's house back. I didn't want her to have to ever worry about that. And that's really, like, you talk about a motivating force. Like, you have to have like, if you're going to do 7 days a week, 16-hour days, you have to have a why. And it can't be money, because the money wasn't enough, right? So it was getting my mom paid back, getting that loan paid off. And the De La Casas people, the people here who took that loan on, they took a shot on me, and I'm forever grateful for them.
Is your mom still around?
No, she passed away. My mom passed away, and but she got to come to the restaurant and she got to eat, and I charged her because I literally didn't have enough money. Like, this is the thing, is I realized I could not afford to eat my own food.
Sure.
Like, for the first 5 months, like the Del Taco on like Charleston and Shadow Lane was the only place I ate.
What did you order?
Oh, dude, like chicken tacos, and yeah. And then, like, if I had a really horrible day, I would have a Mai Tai at Frankie's and then go home. Yeah. And that was like, and I love that little community. I love Rancho Bel Air. I love downtown. I'm lucky I live in Paradise Palms now, but man, I love that area. And I love the old, small community that is Las Vegas.
I appreciate you sharing that story, man. Yeah. No, it's always so interesting to see the process of getting from where you are today and how you got there. And there's some luck involved. It's utilizing 100%. The connections that you do have as well. And there's a tremendous amount of things that go.
There's a tremendous amount of luck in it. And anyone who says that, like, I always tell people I'm the luckiest human being you'll ever meet. Yeah. I don't gamble. I don't mess around. All I do is wake up every day, and I'm lucky enough to get to go to work.
You don't have any vices?
Not really. No. I like food.
We all do.
Yeah, food's good. Yeah, food's my vice. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I should own some restaurants.
You know what? I think you'd be good at it. I see potential in you. Yeah. But I do want to pick your brain a little bit, if that's all right. Yeah. You've mentioned that you have, obviously, all your concepts are kind of going down their own path.
Yeah.
They're going their own way. When it comes to creating a menu, what goes through your mind? And does it stay the same with each, like the strategy stay the same with each of those concepts? Or do you approach it differently when you're planning a menu?
Every restaurant has to be different. I mean, like, when you look, if you could think that Ada's menu, High Stakes menu, and Esther's menu could be the same group of people, it's insane. It's not. Because they're so different and so wildly, they're wildly evolved now. But, like, when you start with something, the idea is like, okay, cool, we're going to open a seasonal Italian restaurant. When people go to a seasonal Italian restaurant, what are they looking for? And the first three things that come to mind have nothing to do with seasonal Italian food. Spaghetti and meatballs, Caesar salad, pizza. Yeah. None of that has anything to do with seasonal Italian food. Right? So it's like, okay, so the core items, the things you're going to sell the most, whether you want to or not, should be on that menu. Or else you're taking away a certain percentage of the population who's going to go there. Like when we opened High Stakes, Like we have a bison fillet on the menu. We have elk on the menu, right? Got to have that elk.
Gotta have that.
Gotta have that elk. Keep that testosterone high, right? We have venison on the menu. We have a borchetta on the menu, right? But if we don't have a great, amazing prime ribeye and amazing mac and cheese, why are we opening a steakhouse, right? Because those are going to be your highest selling items, like a Caesar salad on a like, why does it fit into a steakhouse model? I don't know. It's a Mexican dish, right? But guess what? Yeah. Caesar salad is from Mexico, from Tijuana, Mexico.
Did you know that?
I did know that.
How did you know that?
And here's what's crazy, right? Like, people think this is a steakhouse classic.
Yeah, I
Right.
would have.
Right. So, and that's the thing is like, so now it's like what people perceive on, what should be on the menu versus what is on the menu. Right. And then like, I think the worst thing you could do is not have any surprises by like having a concept. Like if you come into Esther's and you're thinking, oh, seasonal Italian food. Right. Well, we're doing a pasta with a Sri Lankan curry because Dylan's Sri Lankan. So my chef is influencing the menu and he's put on this amazing goat curry like pasta.
Wow.
Which with like raita and mint and fried shallots, and it's amazing. The flavors are insane, but it has zero to do with seasonal Italian cooking. But because the chef is in there every single day, if he doesn't have his own influence and confluence on the menu, then it's just a chain restaurant.
Is there a James Tree signature that does connect these different culinary menus together?
I think it's our bread.
Okay.
I think it's our bread. Kind of like every single restaurant we open, there is a signature bread that has to be something that is essential to what we do. Obviously at Esther's, it's the sourdough. So like that came out of me working at Superba in Los Angeles and falling in love with artisanal baking. I mean, like now we make 300 loaves of sourdough every single day at Esther's. And we serve that with all different spreads and all kinds of cool things. And we're going to start playing around and doing new stuff with that too. I was just talking to some guys about it. And we start playing around with that. And then at Ada's, it's a really dark French miche, which is a really cool rye sourdough, like darker, richer kind of like bread. And we serve that with caramelized onion butter. Obviously at Boheme, it has to be a baguette. A French restaurant, we have to have the best baguette in the city. And if we don't, we're failing. So I sent my corporate pastry chef to Paris to take classes on how to make baguettes from the flour company. Wow. So we use T65 flour there that is literally, if you want to call something a Parisian baguette, you legally are obligated to use this flour. And the methodology, and you have to use this kind of yeast and this kind of salt and this kind of, it has to be done every single day. And so that is something we're really proud of. At High Stakes, it's we do a sour cream and dill Parker House roll. We do it as like a loaf, and then we serve it with a mustard butter with like toasted caraway, right? So you get like this, and then if you get the bacon with that, and you put the sweet and sour bacon on it, it's like one of the best bites ever, right? So you have that, and then at All Solito, it's the focaccia service, and that one's really funny because it's really based off of like my white trash roots of being like going to P.F. Chang's. Do you remember like back in the day when P.F. Chang's used to come and mix your sauce tableside?
Those are the days.
Right?
Yeah.
Those core memories.
Yeah.
Right? Well, what we do is we bring out this beautiful focaccia. It's about 3 inches tall, right? And we slice it and then we bake it so it's crispy on the bottom and top and hot all the way through. Then we serve it with confit garlic, olive oil, a mix of like herbs and spices like parsley, chili, salt, pepper, and a little, and then you can like dip that in, right? Because that is the thing that like when you go to All Solito, the bread service is insane. It's just so good. And that's the thing is like, and like, most people are like, oh, like bread's a throwaway thing. So one of the things I love to do in restaurants is take something that people think is a throwaway and make it exceptional. That's something, because I think it changes the perception of what people are expecting, right? Because if you come in, you get a bread basket and it's got the same stale pretzel roll that you've had 94 times. That's like that big. And you're like, okay, cool. That's great. Like, I know what I'm about to get here. Everything's going to be standard. They're not going to put because if you care about the details of that, you have to care about the details of everything else.
Well said. I feel like a lawyer because a lawyer asks questions they already know the answer to. And I knew you were going to say bread, but I didn't know you'd get into that much detail. And that's incredible. That's phenomenal. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Every single restaurant, like we now have a commissary bakery at Esther's that makes most of it.
Okay.
But like a lot of it is made in-house at every restaurant.
Julie, have you ever tried the bread at any of his places?
No, I haven't. I know.
Brian, what about you?
No,
You guys are missing out.
No.
So there you go.
We're going to stop this podcast. We're going straight to Esther's right now.
Good.
Just to get the
Okay.
bread.
Well,
Lunchtime.
so like Heather, we talked about Heather, right?
Heather Collins, yeah.
So Heather loves our desserts at all the restaurants. So we set her up with Holly, her friend,
Holly Madison.
and they sat down at Boheme, and we gave them every dessert from every restaurant.
Oh my God.
So they ate like 26 desserts.
That's my dream.
Trust me, that dream becomes a nightmare real quick. Because like we were talking about like 26 different dishes, and then at the end we gave them all the petit fours and all the chocolates and all the things that we do at Boheme as well.
That's awesome.
So it's like probably like 30, 35 different things that they tried.
I think that's what that makes you stand out. And just add into the list of what makes Chef James Trees stand out is you really go above and beyond for Vegas locals, for whether you're Holly Madison, Heather Collins, or whether you're just a guest coming in.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
matter.
we started working with a really great guy out on Saturday nights. We make pasta and we feed the homeless. Like, I mean, this is the thing. Like, we do it every week now, but it's more important that we're serving our community at all levels. It shouldn't just be like we shouldn't just be feeding the top 1/10 of 1% of people.
That's beautiful.
Like at the end of the day, like we're also like we need to feed the people who can't feed themselves. So I think like along with all the success that we've been lucky enough to have, the thing that Vegas does the best is we give back. Like you look at everything from the Golden Knights and everything they've done for our city, all the different charities that happen. We love supporting, ALS Nevada and working with, Team Curtis and all these guys. Like, these are people who supported us when they're around, and now they're not around. We keep their memory going.
It's beautiful.
And, that's a huge part of like, that's how we also feel fulfilled at the end of the day.
That's wow. Well said.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can't just be a taker.
Yeah.
Like this is a community where 2.6 million people. Not everyone's doing great right now. Sure. We realize that, and we need to make sure that we're helping people at all levels.
I love to hear that. That's great. What's one of the most random inspirations you've had for a new menu item? Is there anything that stands out that's like, that looks good. Maybe I can turn that into an actual meal, even though it doesn't make sense. Is there anything that comes to your mind?
I mean, like I would say that Dylan's curry, because because he loves the drum and bass thing. You've heard the curry goat rice and peas thing.
No, what is that?
You guys have to like look it up.
Julie needs to show me. Julie, eventually after the episode, you'll.
Okay, I'll find
Yeah,
it.
there's this thing. It's like a Jamaican guy walking in. It's like a white dude. He's like, "Can I have the curry goat rice and peas?" And then by the end, he's like, "Baba clock."
I have seen that.
That literally was what inspired that pasta dish I was telling you about. Yeah, that was probably the craziest inspiration that we got. And it's like literally when it gets ordered, he'll be like, order in 2 carbonara, 3 spaghetti, let's do 4 cachos, and curry goat rice and peas. So it's like, and that's the thing is like, if you don't have that in your restaurants, if you don't have just a little bit of, fun along, because if you take yourself so serious, like you see these guys and they're fancy pressed white jackets and all this stuff, and they're all standing up and acting like they have a French accent.
Mm-hmm. It's not for you.
It's not me, man. It's not me. And that's the thing is like, it's not Vegas, right? Those people aren't Vegas. Like Guy Savoy's not Vegas. Robichon's not Vegas, right? Those are just inflections of another place. Like the coolest thing that we get to do, and I see like my buddy Brian doing it. I see my buddy Oscar doing it. I see Roberto doing it. These other amazing restaurateurs. It's like they're doing their own thing and they're making their own way and they have their own voice, and it's freaking awesome.
So I have a question for you. I know earlier you said that you don't want to be viewed as just an Italian chef.
Yeah.
And right now you're saying that you're definitely not the phony, stuffy, stuck-up style chef. So
No.
what do you hope that people perceive you as in your identity as a person and as a professional?
I hope people think that I'm a normal Vegas guy, man. I grew up with Vegas people. Like the first person I hired at Esther was my best friend Alfio.
Yeah.
Like the reason why I know how to cook some Italian food is because of his dad. Because I grew up eating at his house, right? I mean, I don't want to change who I am as a person. I've seen what success has done to chefs. Sure. I've seen people get fake accents. I've seen people come back with weird haircuts.
Fake accents is crazy.
It is, dude. I've seen it, yeah. And I'm just like, you're not that dude. Don't try to be that dude.
Yeah.
Overtly pronunciating things and don't do that. I just want to, I hope people just think of me as being like someone who adds to the community.
Sure.
And we're always here to help people and to get involved. And, my answer is yes. And then we figure out how is kind of like the thing that I tell people. I tell that to my chefs too. I'm like, the answer is yes. We just have to figure out how. Yeah. Right? Oh, you need a piece of equipment? Cool. Yes. Let's figure out how to do it. Like, oh, you need to do this? Okay, cool. Let's figure out how to do it. And I think that's and then oh, you want to change this? You want to do this? Working with my bartenders and working with the bars at Esther's and Ada's and Boheme and High Stakes and developing those programs and watching my director of operations and my partner at Boheme started as a bartender at Esther's. So it's it's not about where you go, it's where you take people with you.
I can tell you from the outside looking in that people do talk about you in that light. They respect you. They admire you. I've telling friends and family of mine that you're coming on. So many people, some in the culinary industry, some of them not even. They were like, "That's a huge get for you. He's such a great guy." Some said that they're going to text you and bust your balls about coming on. The whole thing.
Yeah, Seth hit me up. Yeah, Seth's like, "Hey, heard you going to meet some people."
He's a ball buster. I
love Seth. Sure. Seth and his brother, they've been amazing, and I don't think that anyone in Las Vegas would really know about Soul Belly Barbecue if it wasn't for Seth.
Why?
And I don't think Seth understands that he was so my buddy Bruce was in LA.
Okay.
Right? Great chef, Bruce Kalman. He was running the Pepper Club for a while, but he owns Soul Belly. And him and I have been friends for 15 years, 20 years. And he's an Italian chef. He's a real Italian chef. He worked at Spaggia in Chicago, and he knows his stuff inside and out. Right. And part of what we built Esther's on was what he was doing in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And when he decided to come out to Vegas, he was originally going to be the chef at all Solito Posto, and which was going to be called Scola Vecchia, which means old school. But apparently that wasn't the right translations. All the Italians got mad at us, and we had to change it, and blah, blah, blah. So long story short, Bruce wanted to do barbecue, and I was like, why do you want to do barbecue? He's like, oh, I've been doing barbecue with Dave Grohl for years. I'm like, what? And then I started talking to Seth, who's a regular, and I was like, dude, we need good barbecue in this town. He's like, yeah, there's no good barbecue. Seth goes down to Texas, and his brother go down, they go crush barbecue. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, we're going to have some good barbecue here. And so I introduced them, and they've become good friends and regulars over there, and they love it. And I think locals, the thing about Vegas is the locals get the word out. Yes. The locals, my sister cuts hair for a living. The only reason why we've ever been busy at Esther's from the beginning was because all she does all day is talk about things she likes, things she doesn't like, she's the hardest critic of, and John Curtis is a great critic, right? We have great food writers in town. No one is more critical than my sister.
When she's got a captive audience too.
Oh man. Yeah, at the end of my day when I'm trying to watch the 10 o'clock news for 5 minutes and she comes in and she's like, let me tell you why your restaurant sucks.
Tell me how you really feel.
It's true, man. And here's the thing is she thrives on consistency. So if she gets things one way and she likes it and she doesn't get it the exact same way, oh, I'm going to hear about it. It's a thing.
Did she get that from you or from your parents, or where'd you get that from?
Sissy's mean, Sissy bites.
For anybody that doesn't have a sister, they probably don't understand that reference. But that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, no. She does it with a lot of love, and she cares about the restaurant a lot, and she cares about the people in there, and she cares about all of the staff, and she really looks out. But she cares about the interactions.
Yeah.
She'll sit at the bar and have dinner, come back with 3 pages of notes and be like, wow, very detailed on like, missed a fork on this, needed to change this, this needs to get fixed, this is different than last time, this is like a ½ inch off of where it was on the plate last time. Like, she's that detailed.
You guys are a good team together.
You know what? You got to have someone to call you out on your BS.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. You call me out.
Yeah, he wouldn't survive without me.
You have to have it, right?
That's about right.
Yeah. And I think the more of those people you have around you who can be honestly critical and caring and without malice is always going to improve everything that you do. So I think it's like what you guys do here. You create a beautiful structure, you know, where you can be honest with each other and you can actually like grow and get better. And I think you create that incubation system. And like now we have this restaurant group of 6 people. So like 6 restaurants. And now we'll go and we'll sit down and have dinner at High Stakes. Yeah. And we will be ultra critical about every single thing there. And then we'll go to Boheme and do the exact same thing. We'll sit down and have a 9-course tasting menu and be like, is this right? Is this the right texture? Is this the right flavor? Right? And we'll go through all those things. We'll develop notes and we go through and we talk about it. And we sit down with the teams and go over everything.
Did you go to the Rio and approach them with the concept, or did they come to you?
Patrick Miller, actually Eric Birnbaum, who's now a minority owner, came to me and originally wanted me to do a version of Esther's Kitchen in the Mexican food restaurant spot. Okay. And I went in there, I looked at it, I was like, we could do it. Like, we'd have to do this and that. Like, it'd be a big retrofit. And I said, we could do this. And I was like, however, you know, I know you guys are on budgets and stuff like this, and this is going to cost X amount of dollars. And if we run this and you want this PPA, which is price per average per person, and I ran a full financial analysis for them, and I told them, I was like, you will lose $2 million a year on this restaurant. And I was like, if you want to do that, then we can move forward. Right. But if you don't want to do that, I totally understand. And so then we walked away for about 5 or 6 months. Obviously, Eric really loves Esther's, and Patrick Miller, who was the CEO over there, who just moved on, was coming back and saying, we want to do something. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, let's figure it out. And then one day he's like, hey, come meet me. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, walk over into the Masquerade Village. I'm like, this is scary and dark, right? Because it was very scary and dark. Now they have a really cool non-smoking casino kind of like vibe there. Yeah. And so they took me upstairs and they showed me this room, and it had neon carpet and leopard print on the ceiling. And I was like, it's a really great view.
It's an incredible view.
It's an amazing view.
It's
right?
the top floor, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's a 50th, and then the lounge on 51.
Okay, yes.
Which hopefully, you know, we will start activating and using for some cool stuff. And then it was like, okay, here's how much money we have to do this project. Can you do it? And I was like, I can. I was like, but let's be realistic about like what you want the PPA to be. Like, because I don't want to do $25 drinks from the beginning. I don't want to have, you know, $300 grilled Wagyu steaks on the menu. I don't want that. That's not what I want. I was like, if we're going to do something at the Rio, it has to be for locals, which means it has to be price approachable, you know, even for the level that we're doing it at. And so like once we kind of agreed to those terms, we built the financial models and we talked about it and we went through the budgets and how we're going to do it. And, you know, I think I'm a good partner because we bent a lot in order to get the things done. Like, you know, China glass and silver, you know, like a big, like for Coat, I think they spent like $3 million. We spent $100,000 for everything. Wow. That's the kind of partner I can be. Like, we can really work things down. We can really, you know, find the value in things. We don't have to have $245 plates. We don't have to have that kind of stuff. We just don't. Like, so at the end of the day, you're putting steak on a plate. Let's make it a really nice steak, and let's make sure the plate's not offensively, like it's not square or something stupid like that. Right? And so working with them and using what was internal, we were able to do that in a really financially disciplined way. And we opened up in a really smart way. I invested some capital of my own money into that, like, which is not something that you would normally see a restaurateur do in a hotel. But I probably put about $100,000 of my own money into it.
That's great.
Because I wanted the bar to be right. I wanted the equipment for my operators, for my bartenders to be good and to be sound. I wanted to have the right refrigeration for the wine so we could build beautiful wine lists that were, you know, not only representative of great American, you know, viticulture, but also like building something that's special.
Yeah.
Right. And giving, and then putting, you know, my great friend Todd in charge of that wine program is amazing. Like the wine program at High Stakes is insane. And then allowing my two bar managers to develop the program for High Stakes.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then having my amazing pastry chef develop these insanely great desserts like the key lime pie donuts or the Black Forest pie cake, and you know,
knowing your numbers is such an underrated but so crucial point of the success. And you're obsessed with the numbers. My dad is also he's a restaurant consultant. He's been in the hospitality business his whole life. And every time I walk into his office, he's always got a spreadsheet up. He's always running numbers, and it's so crucial to the success of anything that you do. Not even just with restaurants, but just with anything. So I love the fact that you're so dedicated and focused on those numbers.
And that's the thing, is like you have to do that, and you also have to realize that there is a limit on which you have to put certain parts of profit in restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like if you want to grow something, you can't be charging $35 for cocktails. Like you just can't. Like people are not going to have a second drink. Yeah. It doesn't matter how good it is. Right. So, I mean, like make the drinks $18, $19. And then all of a sudden people are having two of them.
Right.
Right. And they're actually enjoying their experience. And then they see value in that. And then they come back. Vegas has been so transactional on the Strip for so long that locals don't go to the Strip. You don't hang out on the Strip, right? No, right? No. Why would you?
No.
Right? Like, why? So I can get hosed for $40 to park? Like, that's not a thing.
If only we had a mayor that preached on free parking for locals.
If only if there was a petition.
If only there was a redhead potential new mayor named Heather Collins that ran on that campaign.
Let's get her in there.
What kind of knives do you use?
Oh, wow. So I love a brand called Nenox.
Okay.
Nenox is a Japanese knife brand. They are imported through a company called Korin, KORIN.com, and that's a Japanese tableware company. Okay. They have a store in New York City that I go to religiously every couple of years and drop an insane amount of money. Sure. But you know, the crazy thing is I always bring my chefs. I always spend like thousands of dollars on them because I'm like, get something pretty, get something shiny, you know, so here it is.
Here it is.
You know, you're never going to be here again. I'm going to be back here. And then, so I love those knives, but my kind of like daily driver knives are Togaharu, which is their house brand from Korin. And they are really great. They're amazing. As long as you know how to sharpen a knife, you're going to be in good hands with them. They're light, they're agile. And actually, you know what? There's actually a place that you can go here. It's probably like 2 blocks from here called Ocean Providence, which is my fish company, like where we get a lot of our tuna, bronzino, and a few different other things from them, like our hamachi. Sure. They have Japanese knives that they will sell you, and there's a wall there. So if you're a Vegas local and you want good Japanese knives, go to Ocean Providence on Aquendo and see Kyle, and they'll like literally, you'll walk in there and it's like, dude, it's an office. It's like their fish office, but there's like walls of knives. And you can go through and get your hands on them. And so, like, for my sous chefs, I'll go over there and I'll buy them knives. I'll also buy, like, you know, I'll go to the fancy part of them, buy, like, birthday presents and Christmas gifts for my chefs over there. Yeah. I love buying knives. The worst part about my life is I don't get to have them in my hands enough anymore.
You mentioned in a different interview that you cook for 2 different sets of people at once. You have the serious food reviewers, and then you have the influencers. Can you kind of elaborate more on why what that's all about?
Yeah, when you're opening a restaurant, well, number one, food critics and food influencers really don't like each other because they're there for different reasons, right? So your food critics are there for the technical precision and care and structure of your dishes. Food influencers are there to shoot videos. very simply two different kinds of people.
Yep.
Now, those people are oil and water.
Yes.
They do not mix. They are not serious foodies who are going to sit there and let their food get cold to take a picture, right? Because their goal is to taste what the chef is trying to inspire on that plate for that 15 seconds that it's perfect. A food influencer cares about the smoke, the sparklers, the stupid show at Poppy Steak. And that's the thing. Is like
I love how dedicated and passionate you were talking about Poppy Steak.
yeah, it's so bad. Because it's like it's all show and no go, right? I mean, like at some point, this like it is like the epitome of the restaurant that should not be in Las Vegas. But it also fits in Las Vegas so perfectly.
I feel like it unfortunately fits
Right.
in Las Vegas.
But it's also because that's the reason why I call the Strip Disneyland. Like whenever I was like, oh, in Disneyland, I was like, oh, that just means the Strip, because it's not reality. It's just a place where people come, and some people who are the highest of highest end can go spend $1,000 on a steak that costs $59 because they come over and do that. And like, why? There's no value there. Yeah. They'll do that same. I love that they'll do the same show with no steak for $500.
Blows my mind.
It's so dumb. And that's the thing, is like, it's fine that they do that. And if that's their shtick and people are showing up to have that experience, let them have that experience.
God bless.
But if you want really good Italian food, just go to Mother Wolf. What Evan Funky does at Mother Wolf is really, really good. So like, and the chef over there, Anthony, is one of my great friends, and I'll tell you, man, he's really good at what he does, and he really cares. And their sous chef, Julio, worked with me as a pasta cook at Esther's.
That's cool.
So I'm really proud of like what they're able to do. And, and Anthony right next door at Don's Prime is probably one of the best steakhouses in Las Vegas. Why would you go to Poppy Steak? Why? When the food and the service are going to be so much better. Do you really need a DJ so you can't hear? Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's like I'm not a club guy, so
listen. You're a mature, well-seasoned person that understands what the value of money actually is. You don't fall for the traps, and I think it's because you're a Vegas local and you've been here forever. I think because you see past the bullshit.
Because we grew up on 99-cent shrimp cocktail and $10 prime rib. Yeah. That's what we grew up on. I mean, like if that was a reality of our lives now. Like that would be awesome to still have that thing, like Lord knows that's not, but offering value in different ways is still so important to everyone. Like making everything in house. Like, the joke of 2026 is like all restaurants is like different people heating up Cisco food, right? This is a thing.
Not wrong. Yeah.
But that's the thing, is like, we don't use Cisco. You know what I buy from places like Cisco and US Foods? Dish chemicals, paper products, plastic wrap.
I was about to say every lakeside trashy bar I ever worked at bought from Cisco.
Exactly, right? And and don't get me wrong, chicken fingers are delicious. And if you want chicken fingers, fine, just get them from them, right? But like, I'm not going to put them in my chicken parm sandwich at Esther's. Right. I'm going to buy Jadori chicken, tenders from LA, have them shipped in, buttermilk brine them, bread them, fry them to order. Put them with the vodka sauce on homemade bread with the basil ricotta and make an amazing sandwich that we make everything in-house. Like that's the difference between, and the difference is we're not charging more. We're just doing all the work. And like, we don't make the same profit. We don't need to make 25% profit. I'm good with 5%, 7% profit on certain things. Like I'm good with that. Mm-hmm. Like it's about being able to have that person have a great lunch, tell their friends, and come back the next day. What's an average profit for a typical restaurant to make on? 5 to 7% right now. Okay. And like a really great restaurant does, 10 to 15. Like when you go to Disneyland and you see those restaurants that are charging $325 for a $20 Bronzino, they're making 25, 30% profit. Mm-hmm. But you have to understand that there's a certain tipping point at which people will just reject the notion that there's no value in that, right? I mean, like if you charge me $325 for a $20 fish, I hate you. Like I can't, in my mind, I can't fathom what kind of greed that is. Yeah. Yeah.
You've mentioned you've obviously worked with a lot of people in your kitchen. You've had a lot of people in your kitchen
Yep.
that have gone on to do great and amazing things.
Yeah.
You have people that have stayed in your kitchen for years.
Yeah.
What would you think they say the culture is like in a James Trees kitchen?
Intense.
Yeah. How so?
Well, so my buddy Steve Lee has In Limbo Burgers. He does a pop-up with us on Petite. He was our CDC at Esther's for 3 years. And taking someone who worked at like Emerald's Fish House and turning him into a chef of a very high caliber level is a growth process. And, that growth has to happen very, very, very quickly. Two of my sous chefs popped off and opened Golden Boy, the deli.
Yep.
Really excited for Rom and Scott. Love those boys to death. They really, they took their turn in the kitchen. They learned what they could learn. They built themselves up. They're all really, really good cooks, and they went out and they did something that's special with that. Aaron Lee, who owns Winnie and Ethel's, was one of my sous chefs for years. Love that kid to death. I mean, he's just the sweetest human being, and he wanted to do his own thing, and I want to help these guys and girls grow and continue to, because I think the more we add to our community, the better. But they would definitely say it's intense. I don't sugarcoat things. Like I tell people, and the other thing is I think a lot of times people think when you sugarcoat things to people, you're doing them a favor. You're not. You really have to be honest and intent with your words and show them what things are and what they cost and why you do things a certain way and why things matter. And why integrity in your food, integrity in your process, integrity in all of these things is so important. And I think when you look at Rom and Scott and you look at Aaron and you look at Steve, what they've gone on and built is all built on integrity. Like my buddy Phil Lee, he's opening NADC Burger here. He's, has that. He has Sushi by Scratch. He has like 40 restaurants. He started off as like my garde cook, and he's like, and this was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, he once asked me, he's like, why don't you treat me like everyone else? And I was like, do you want to be like everyone else? Do you want to be average? Do you want because that's the thing is like, no one comes into Esther's as a sous chef to just have a nice, easy day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're always going to push. We're always going to change. We're always going to question ourselves. We're always going to grow. We're always going to like push our limit in, care and technique and food product. And like, you walk in at 7:00 in the morning and my sous chef is turning artichokes at Esther's, right? We're not buying them out of a package. We're not doing anything. We're getting them from the market on Wednesday. They come in on Thursday, 7 a.m. We're turning artichokes because we need artichokes for dinner that night. Like, and that's something that like I take a lot of pride in because when I started when I was 15, I turned 2 cases of artichokes every damn morning, at the Mirage working at Ondo with Luke Palladino.
Mm-hmm. Would you happen to be looking for a 41-year-old prep cook that
He
has
doesn't want you.
very little experience in the back of the house? I can make a great grilled cheese.
You know what? I
want to work for you.
Here's the thing is like everyone thinks they want to work for us until they like, because it really seems like it's not hard, but it is one of the most intensely difficult jobs you can have. When you guys should come over and just hang out for 20 or 30 minutes in the morning at Esther's.
Yeah.
And when you see the bread team of 6 bakers making the bread for lunch for 11:00, when you see the prep cooks slicing the tomatoes, when you see them making the sauces and doing the braises, and you have about 25 people working in the morning to set this restaurant up for the day, and prepare for the next day and continue to grow and do all that. Like when you see it, like it's frenetic. Yeah. It's we say it's a vibe.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and it's like, if the kitchen's not a vibe, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you take people back to the kitchen a lot?
Absolutely. Yeah. I built especially at Esther's, I built that kitchen so people could come hang out, and then at night we're going to start bringing in some of my friends from around the country to do some fun dinners. Yeah. So we're going to be cooking in the back kitchen because we have an entire prep kitchen in the back of Esther's that is like seriously intense. It's a thing.
That's great. What do you feel about influencers? Have obviously changed the game when it comes to opening a restaurant, maintaining a restaurant, the success of a restaurant, and the failures of restaurants.
Yeah.
thoughts on, first of all, just thoughts on foodie influencers. I know you're friends with a lot of local food influencers.
Yeah, no, I mean, so like, I think there's two different kinds of foodie influencers. You have people who love food, and you have people who are marketing themselves.
Sure.
I have never and will never ever pay an influencer to ever come into any of my restaurants to do anything. In fact, when they ask, I basically put them on a list of like, you're not that guy, right? But then when you meet people like Brandon from Vegas or Heather who loves food, you know, these are people who love food. Yeah. They want to talk about your food. Yeah, go ahead, man. Like, film all you want. We're all good. Yeah, you know, we have influencers from all around the country, you know, who want to come to eat at Esther's. We're like, yeah, sure. Come on in and eat. Yeah, we got you, man. Yeah. No stress. But like, we don't pay for shit like that. And when you're in a position as a restaurant where you have to pay someone to say something about your restaurant, then you should not engage with those people at all. Like, it's just not good. Like, and anyone who's selling you something, don't buy it. Yeah. Like, as a restaurant, like, don't buy it. Like, you would be better off giving food away to normal people who are regular Las Vegas people, because Las Vegas people talk to Las Vegas people.
Yes.
Right? And all these other foodie influencers, like, you know, who are they talking to? They're talking to people outside of Las Vegas. How is someone from outside of Las Vegas going to help a little pizza spot? Right. How are they going to help, you know, a little sandwich place that's like 20 miles off the beaten path? Like, that's not going to help you, right? Like, so don't spend your money there. So like, the one thing that I love is I work with, you know, my amazing friend Eric Gladstone and his team at Feast of Friends. And they do all of our marketing, right? And, you know, Amy set this up and she's part of that team. And I'll tell you right now, like, she's like, hey, do you want to do this thing? I'm like, yeah, it's local. Let's do it. Let's hang out with our local people, because like, I don't need to be doing, you know, a podcast in New York City.
Right.
This is where, like, Vegas is 2.6 million awesome human beings who get it, who most of us are from somewhere else. Yeah. Like, I was lucky I was born and raised, but even I came back. Yeah. You know, I mean, like Vegas is its own thing, and we have to remember that.
What's funny is you're the second guest almost back to back that mentioned Brandon from Vegas. We had Cornish Pasty in.
John?
John and Kim.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
We're actually going there tomorrow for a little team outing.
There you go, man. Dude, all right. So my favorite one is the chicken tikka.
I was just talking. That's the one I'm going to order because I haven't had it yet. I'm really excited.
The tikka is dope.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing pasty. Like I treat myself like once a year to one. Yeah. Like it's but like honestly, like share because they cut them in half.
Yes.
Like you just share them. So you get the Royale with cheese one.
Okay.
Which is their cheeseburger one. Yep. It comes with like the dipping sauce on the side. Killer. Yeah, and you like, dude, even their prep guy worked at Esther's. Really? Like we share, like they're right next door. We share everybody, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and here's the thing is like I love John. I love what he's doing over there, and like to take something that's so artisanal and make it and be able to do that is great for him. And honestly, that company's growing. I think they just opened one in like Boulder City or something.
They did. They had the most successful year last year, the most profitable year last year.
Isn't it
2025,
awesome?
which is insane.
Just so you know, they're planning on bringing fish and chips to the Arts District one, which I am really excited about.
That is, I mean, yeah, fish and chips is great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I think that, we're severely lacking seafood-based options down in the Arts District for sure.
In terms of the way you speak, you and John, I feel like are on opposite sides of the spectrum. He's very reserved and very calm. Mm-hmm. You're definitely very passionate. I mean, he's passionate too, but you're very outgoing and loud about it, excited about it. But the similarities between the two of you, when you talk about food, I see it. I could close my eyes and not know if it's you or him talking, because he had the same passion talking about how he makes his pasties, the process of making it. The team,
tradition,
the tradition, the team culture.
They've had a lot. Staffing restaurants is damn near impossible, and it takes years to find your people. And sometimes it takes 1 year, sometimes it takes 3 years, sometimes it takes 5 years, sometimes it takes 10 years. But you eventually find your people who love what you do and love the way that you do it, and that team building and culture takes so much time. And John is a very reserved, very quiet person. He's very intense And that is definitely not me. I'm way more flippant.
Sure.
I'm happy to talk about anything at any time. We also have I think he kind of like makes fun of me because like when someone like says something stupid on Yelp, I'll like shout back at him. Right. And he definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm the guy who's like, here's why you're dumb.
Yeah. You're very vocal. I see your comments on Facebook. You're very vocal. And you don't hold back.
No, man. I mean, like, here's the thing is like, they're obviously, you know, on social media now, I kind of have to do cats and food. It's kind of like what I'm allowed to do. Like I've let my pocketbook start doing all the political stuff.
Smart.
Because at the end of the day, it's too divisive.
Has it impacted you in the past?
Yeah, I got canceled over the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Okay.
And, you know, I didn't know who the guy was. I just thought he was a jerk.
Sure.
You know, one less jerk. That's what I thought. But, you know, my buddy Sam from Sam and Ash kind of like came over and said, hey, man, this is a thing you should really learn about and talk about. And so he sat me down and we talked about it for a couple hours. And he kind of like showed me like what his side of those things were. And, you know, the cool thing about me, I like to say is like, I love to be wrong.
Yeah.
So like, I'm super happy to sit down with anyone and have a conversation about anything. It doesn't mean you're going to change my mind, but I think that conversation leads to understanding.
Need more conversation.
And that's what we need, less sides and more conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting back to John and Kim, they've built such an incredible team. And you see that in the way they talk about their team. You see that in the people, the way people, their followers and their team talks about them on social media.
Yeah.
Like when we posted them on social media, I wasn't expecting, you know, too much engagement. We got incredible engagement.
Great.
And it's from people that just say nothing but positive things about John and Kim, about their establishment, about the business, the food, the culture they've built. So
yeah, and their culture is their own. I mean, like they've done like some really cool things. Like, you know, like a lot of my staff will go over to Pasty and have a drink after work because like, unlike them, I have a completely different like view of like what you can do at work. Like my rule is you get off work, you leave.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to go drink, do whatever, you just don't do it here.
Right.
Right. I was like, if it's your day off and you want to bring your family, you ask a manager and you make a reservation.
Do you let them sit at the bar?
None of my staff is allowed to work and then get off work and come into the restaurant and drink. Even if you work lunch, you cannot come for dinner unless you ask a manager and you're coming in. And even then we're like, hey, you need to be reserved and you need to like act right.
Sure.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like we need to keep that restaurant a professional space. We're serving between 700 and 900 people a day.
Yeah.
So let's make sure that we're keeping work at work, and then outside of work, go have all the fun you want, please. Like, and we encourage all of our staff to go to all the different bars and create relationships. And in fact, what we've seen is like a lot of our bartenders end up being bar managers of other bars in the neighborhood because they go out and they meet everybody and they grow, and we want them to grow and we want the neighborhood to get better. So we encourage people to go out and find their own way. But we just don't want to have a situation where someone gets off of work, has a drink, and then the amount of insurance liability in that is insane. So we just have a very standard policy.
They don't need to be there. They've been there all day. They don't need to drink and eat at your establishment the same day. Like,
and that's fine. That's their choice. But you know, Pasty, like, dude, let them.
Double,
like,
what is it? The pasty double, right?
It's a thing, right?
Pasty double, yeah.
I've heard about it, and they're like, well, pasty. I was like, dude, if you want to go work there, you should definitely go work there.
we're actually going there tomorrow to wash some dishes, and then we're doing the pasty double after. We're staying around.
Why don't you wash the dishes?
Excuse you.
Listen, do they still have free pool over there? I haven't been over in a
I think the
bit.
pool is free still, but there's always a line.
Is it?
So
I thought it was so smart that they did that. Because I mean, like, that's the thing, like, you know, that's the thing that we needed more of in, like, I wanted to put a food table outside of Esther's, and I did, and like 3 days later it was broken because people just destroyed it, and I had it outside. But it was this place called Tironi in LA that had one, and me and my buddy Marcel and a couple other people would always go down and just play, you know, play foosball. And I wanted to have that. And when they brought that and they was like, oh, the pool's free at Pasty, I'm like, that is so cool. We need more stuff like that in the neighborhood, because then it just encourages people to hang out and enjoy themselves.
Yes.
Which I love. And I think John and Kim really get that. And a lot of the other operators in our neighborhood, like Kim Owens over at Main Street Provisions, and obviously my great friend Vinny Rotolo at Good Pie. I mean, they just get it. They understand what the neighborhood needs to be. Like, Vinny could be charging way more for his pizza slices, but he understands that the neighborhood needs what he's providing, and Kim has just been an amazing rock star of an operator, opening in COVID and just building that restaurant into what it is. She's a force of nature. She's a badass. Yeah. And I'm so lucky that I'm surrounded by these people. And now we have, Natalie with Echo Taste and Sound. Like, that listening room, like, go in there and have a drink and just listen to the music. Yeah. Like, that's what you're there to do. You're not there for, it's a scene because it's a scene, but you're not there to, like, eat dinner. You're there just to hang out and listen to music. And the fact that she has so much passion for that is amazing. And then, like, you have all these other great bars, like, Liquid Diet and what Patrick is doing with his team over there. Like, they're a world-class bar, Nocturno, who's up for, like, best new bar in the country. Right? I mean, like, DJ and what he built with his friends over there. I mean, like, these are people who are coming into our neighborhood and adding real value to our community. It's freaking awesome.
Love that. I love that. God, you get me all amped up.
I love it.
I'm excited.
I feel like we have the best neighborhood in Las Vegas, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing something that every other part of Las Vegas wish it could do by developing something like the Bend.
Yep.
But they can't because this is already here. Yeah. This was just a place just waiting to be birthed. Like, the original building that Esther is in was built in 1920. What? Nothing was built in 1920 in Las Vegas.
I want to run a few food ideas or a few concepts by you. Just
okay.
I want you to tell me if they're good ideas or not.
All right.
I heard, now rumor on the street is opening a food truck is one of the easiest things to do in the world. And I want to get your feedback on what you think about opening up a food truck. What do you think?
It is literally the hardest business to ever open. It is. So you have to have a commissary, which means you're paying rent because you're paying rent on a commissary space to prep your food in because you have to have a licensed space. You then have to load up with propane, load up with gas, go find a place where you're legally permitted to be, which is also hard because you can't just park anywhere because there are rules about, like, you have to be this close to a bathroom and this close to a hand washing station and you can't be this close to a restaurant. Like, that's licensed. There's a lot of rules that go into that. Then you have to work outside in Las Vegas heat, hoping that your refrigeration doesn't fail every single day. And then after that, you then have to go break that all down, put that all away, do all the dishes, drop all your gray water, and put your truck back, and then you get to go home. So it's like running a restaurant on skates that costs you so much money. It is literally the hardest thing to do, and any one of my friends who do it, I have nothing but amazing respect for them. And in fact, my one friend, I think, does it the best. There's a food truck in Las Vegas called Good, Bad, and Delicious, GBD.
Okay.
All right. Michael von Staten and his wife are the ones who run that food truck. He's one of the hardest working human beings I've ever met in my life. He's South African. He's the nicest guy in the world. And he parks at Corey's Corey's Fine Wines. And his food is insanely good. But he custom built a trailer that they haul. And it is a full kitchen. It is a full kitchen.
Right.
Like, he really did it the best of anyone I've ever seen who has been able to do this. And he creates seasonal menus. He does fun items, and he cooks what he wants. He used to be the chef at Hank's.
Oh, yeah.
And before that, I think he was the chef of the Eiffel Tower restaurant.
Okay.
And he just kind of was like, hey, man, I want to do my own thing. I love Michael to death. And I look at his work week, and I'm like,
no, thank you.
Bro.
Somebody who has 6 concepts running at the same time says no.
Well, you know, the great thing about having 6 concepts at the same time is you don't really run any of them, right? You guide and you do all that, but you don't, I'm not the guy who has to, like, clean the dishes.
Right.
You know, I'm the best dishwasher.
Sure.
but I don't have to do it now. This is a dude who loves doing dishes, loves like making the doughs, loves doing. He's so intent on all of his food. His cauliflower that he does is insanely good. When he does like his pizza breads are like long, like almost like chapakuris, like which are like your Ukrainian thing. They're insane. His food is amazing. And I wish more people knew about Good, Bad, and Delicious, because that's the one food truck where I'm like, he gets it.
Good, Bad, and Delicious. We're going to have to do a team outing there, too. I think we should check that out. That sounds like fun.
Then you get to go to Corey's, which has amazing fine wines and great beers, and it's a really good mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, Andrini's Panini's food truck idea is canceled. So thanks for that. It's a great name. Andrini's Panini's?
Yeah, I had one of my certified master chefs at CIA who was one of my original teachers was named Chef Andrini.
That's a great name.
It's an amazing, and
Well,
Pitter Patter
if your
Paninis,
name's
let's go.
Andrini, it's cool, but his name's Andrew, and he's trying to change it.
Are you going to get the fake accent too?
I think I might. All right. Well, then, if this podcast thing doesn't take off, and if we have the studio space, and I close it down, and I open up a restaurant, I figured I could be extremely successful and make a shitload of money first year or two. Is that true?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, okay.
Nope. I mean, like, you have to realize that you don't, like, even when you open a restaurant, like, even when we open a restaurant, like when we open High Stakes, like, everyone knows who we are. That doesn't mean that they're bought in on the concept. We have to earn. The thing about restaurants is you earn every guest every day.
When do you expect to be profitable from a new restaurant?
It really depends on the restaurant, but it also depends on how much debt you take on.
Sure.
It also depends on how much staff you're going to take on. Like, there are people who limit themselves on how much sales they can do because they're not willing to take on staff. So it's about how big your mind can get, how much how much you can absorb and give away and teach, and how long that takes is really based on the operator themselves.
How long did it take for you to be profitable from Esther's?
1 month. We had to. You have to understand. We opened.
That's awesome.
But here's the reason why. Because when we opened Esther's, I had $5,786 in the bank. Yeah. That's how much money I had in the bank the day we opened.
Wow.
That you have to understand. Like, my payroll that was due was $17,000. I had to steal money from my sister, borrow, right? As a transfer, I transferred it back a couple days later. Sure. But I told her flat out, I was like, I need this money so I can pay the staff. And she's like, well, yeah, you have to do it. Yeah. And that's, the reason why she is who she is. Because at the end of the day, as a restaurateur, you get paid last. Like, you don't make money for years. Like, at Esther's, like, I didn't take any money out of that restaurant for 2.5 years. Like, for 2.5 years, it was just invest. Like, better glassware, better plateware, better silverware, better 9 pans, better equipment. Like, the equipment that we got when we opened Esther's was all used. Like, nothing. The only thing that was new was the pizza oven. And that's the reason why we didn't have it when we opened, because we were still waiting on it because I didn't have the money to pay for it. Right. And they wouldn't give it to me and, like, be like, oh, yeah, it'll be fine. No, like, this is really the honest truth about Esther's is, like, I like to say, like, do you like Marvel movies?
I do.
Okay. Do you like Thor Ragnarok?
Yes.
I love Thor Ragnarok, right? Yeah. Like, when they're, like, walking through the halls with Hela and she's like, all the gold, and she throws the swords up at the ceiling and it breaks down and it's all the blood and the fire and the wars and shit like that. That was Esther's. Like, people want to know where the gold came from. That's where it came from. It came out of us working our dicks off.
Yeah.
Like, really dedicated. Like, I have a picture of Dylan. I think he's on day like 36 or 37 straight. And he's just staring at the wall. And it's my favorite picture of him because he got there because, like, this is what this kid did. Like, I would get in at 7 o'clock. He would already be there having gone to Metro Pizza out on Sky Point to bake our bread because we didn't have an oven.
Wow.
So he would wake up at 4 a.m, go get the bread, take it out to Sky Point, bake it, bring it back. So we had our 30 loaves of bread for the day, right? we would get there, and then he would start making pasta and start making desserts because that was his thing. And if he got out by 7 or 8 o'clock at night, like that was a short day for him.
Right.
And like I was getting there at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't leaving till midnight, like every single day. And like these are the shifts that we were working, and that's the reason why, like, not only will I know he'll go to the wall for me, but like I fucking walk in front of a bus for that guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's no way I could say no to him. Like if he asked me like tomorrow, he's like, buy me a house, I'm like, fucking done. You know, like I like that. That's really what it is. I mean, because that's the kind of dedication it took to get that restaurant off the ground, because we didn't have investors. No one believed in us.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that we had was the words of my sister and all of our friends, the local community, and that's the reason why Esther's is Vegas's restaurant. It's not mine.
God, I love these success stories. They're not even success stories. I just love these stories, the stories of the early days. I love hearing about that.
Well, you know, like I said, rose-colored glasses,
Yes.
because like there's a lot of hurt feelings in that. Yeah. There's a lot of, bad communication and stress. And there's a lot of that, that people who think they're starting a business have no idea about. Like when you decide to pay your staff rather than pay your rent, that's when you're a business owner.
Right.
When you put food in someone else's mouth rather than your family's, that's when you're a business owner, right? Like that's the thing. But the thing is, like, that work and that dedication and that hard work has given me freedom that I am so blessed with, because not many people have that. Yeah. Like I don't have a master to fucking talk to. I don't have a boss, right? I don't have to like say the right things to people, because I can literally tell people to GFY.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the possibility of an NBA team being here in Vegas?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And honestly, like where they put the stadium is really important.
Do you have any recommendations of where they
I think Shelley nailed it. Mayor Berkeley is 100% right. And I don't like that Vici company owning the land is not a good thing. But that being said, I think that Symphony Park, like to lock in that last part of Symphony Park to create that neighborhood, if we put that there with the 15 and the 95 right there with enough exits to get the people in and out, they build a great parking structure, that would be the best place for the stadium in Las Vegas. Now, that being said, they also were talking about the 22 acres in the back of the Rio where I happen to have a restaurant, and I would love for that to happen too. But I think that downtown having an arena would change the game for downtown. I think it would allow growth in the actual city of Las Vegas, not just the county. And I think that's really important, because I think that the city of Las Vegas is technically pretty underfunded, because 76% of our, taxes go to Metro, right? Where we don't have the availability to build services. And I think a bigger tax base there would actually be really good for the actual city of Las Vegas. That's my thought on it. And I really like that location because it has the hotel next to it. It has a lot of apartments next to it. And that neighborhood needs more stuff, right? Symphony Park, if you've been over there, is like, it's a lot of people living over there now, but there's not a lot of businesses that are really sprouting up. Yeah. So I think that would also encourage more businesses to grow there. And I think that'd be really good for the city of Las Vegas.
Would you try to throw your hat in the ring of being involved in any of the food hospitality side of things if they were to open?
We work great with Allegiant Stadium. Yeah. We do some really cool things up in the suites with them. Sometimes we do activations. I did this insane thing where they had me like cook on the middle of the field of the Raiders
that's cool,
on the 50-yard line. Wow. It was nuts. So we built, like, literally, they bring these people in these black Escalades, right? Yeah. And they walk them out on the field, right? And it's a normal Raiders field, right? They take them on a tour. They built the kitchen in the middle and then had them come down. And then, like, there's like the Raiderettes are like doing like their show and they're doing all this stuff.
That's incredible.
Like, yeah. And then we sat down, we fed like 5 courses of like really beautiful high-end badass food to these guys, but we cooked and plated everything in the middle on the 50-yard line of the field.
That's so
like
cool.
that's an only in Vegas moment, and like Allegiant is so good at that. And like their team over there, well, now she's at T-Mobile in the Sphere, but Samantha Bands and Richard and Chef Sean Kenosha, those guys, and Chef Dylan, they're the best of the best at what they do in that kind of like thing. They're world class. And we have that here in Las Vegas. And anytime they ask us to do anything, I always say the answer is yes.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, man.
We have and lastly, we have a pretty big food festival coming up
Yep.
on April 26th. It's Vegas Unstripped. And from what I see here, it's 33 of the top chefs in Vegas, including yourself, showcasing your most unique dishes. And it's an all-you-can-eat format?
Yeah, so all right, so this is something, you know where this started, right?
No.
Okay, so
Fill me in.
we used to have Uncorked,
Yes.
right? You remember Uncorked Food and Wine, right?
Yep.
Like I remember they thought they were throwing me a bone. I've been doing food festivals for a long, like 25 years, like a long time. And they were like, oh yeah, just pay $5,000 and like bring 5,000 pieces of food and provide all the labor. And we'll put you in the back corner of the Caesar's pool and you get to cook with Nobu. And I'm like, I don't care. And that is so offensive. I was like, for the same amount of money, I could throw my own food festival. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so I said no, and I sent them a very nasty rejection letter and told them how offensive it was that they were trying to milk local restaurants to add to their, ilk of chefs. That they're like, I don't want to have to pay to fly Guy Savoy in from France so he can drink champagne. Like, that's not what a little restaurant in Las Vegas should be doing. Yeah. So I got my buddy Brian Howard, Gina Marinelli, we got Dan from Mother Mama. We got my buddy who had BBD's, Ralph Perazzo. We got 13 chefs. We did 60 dishes that night. And we did it for about 350 people that bought tickets in the back of Esther's, the original Esther's parking lot.
Yep.
So we walled it all off, did it all up, and we did our own like little food festival.
Yeah.
The next year we had 600 people. And we did it. And then the next year we had to move out of the back of Esther's because it was too hectic. Sure. So we took over part of California Street. Then we did Main Street, right? And then, because 2020 is kind of a nightmare, we stopped for a year. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, then the Palms approached us and they were like, hey, do you want to have this event at our pool deck? And we're like, well, the whole entire point was to not be on a pool deck on the Strip and do this. And they're like, well, you're a locals casino. And, I have some friends there, Mark Vetri, Michael Simon, and Luke Palladino, who was one of my mentors, were all there. And I was like, yeah, I mean, because it's those people, I feel good about it. So we moved it over there. And this is the third year, I think we're having it there. Third year we're having it there.
Nice.
And now it has become the most important food festival in Las Vegas. So the thing is, it's one ticket. It's all you can drink, all you can eat. But the rules are really kind of fun because, like, you've been to like some of those food things back in the day where they're like 20 different sliders, 3 cold soups, and 5 crudos.
That sounds about right.
Right, and it was like, and it's just dumb. Our rule is that you have to do a dish that's not on your menu, that's a chef-driven thing. It's a one, like for us, I challenge all my chefs to do. I don't care what do you want to eat? What do you want to make? Yeah. If it's something from the restaurant, you're not allowed to do it. So it's chefs creating something that's really cool and special for one night only. Yeah. Right. And I love it because you get some of the most interesting, cool bites of food you're ever going to have because they're the things that the chefs wish they could cook every single day. But then when you do something that's not a one-off, it becomes less special, right? And so we really challenge ourselves.
Love that.
Yeah. So it's always so much fun. Like last year I did a pasta last year because I needed to do a pasta because no one else was doing pasta. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so I'll do pasta. So I did a carbonara ravioli, which is like a liquid carbonara filling inside of a ravioli with like black truffles and it was awesome. And then my pastry chef made foie gras macarons.
Wow.
So you just seriously, sit there and just pop those macarons back like you eat like 6 of them, no problem.
I don't think I've ever eaten so many macarons in my life.
They were so good. And like, I mean, and so my chef Adam from Solito, he was doing this crispy, like Chinese, like folded pancake that he had when he was in Shanghai. Wow. And then, and the year before, I think he did like he was referencing something. He did Singapore chili crab empanadas, like a little Singapore chili crab empanada, and he spilled the sauce in his wife's SUV, and she's never forgiven him. Yeah, it's like, I mean, like these are the things like, and so it's all about like chefs coming and bringing one thing that's really, really a special bite of food, and there's 30 of us. So like and I mean like, and you know, John from Metro Pizza debuted that tavern, that really beautiful, perfectly crispy, like wild tavern style that he's doing now. He debuted that last year at Unstripped. So like that's the kind of innovation, and it forces everyone to go outside the box and really challenge themselves. And then for the foodies who get to come, they're getting things that they can tell everyone else they'll never get to try again. Because like, you know, like what I'm going to be doing this year is I'm doing like, it's called a bun cat. It's a Vietnamese little pancake.
Okay.
But I'm doing it. It's a crispy Vietnamese little pancake that I'm doing with a lamb tartare and roasted tomatoes.
Whoa.
That's
like
incredible.
It's just an insane bite of food. And like it's the kind of food that does not work in a restaurant.
Right.
So you can't do it. Like you literally can't serve it in a restaurant.
This is going to be great. April 26th.
And also,
Sunday.
but also the bars too. I mean, you have the best bars in the city are also coming to be represented. Obviously, our boy Adam from Jive Turkey, Bordeaux Bob brings cool, amazing wines to this thing. Jonah from Petite is doing cocktails. Tucker from Esther is doing cocktails. I'm pretty sure Jameson and Nathan from Sand Dollar and Casa Juliet are bringing cocktails too. They might be doing food too. I like the list of people and the diversity of the chefs. I mean, we have Rings Cucina, we have Thai food, we have Vietnamese food, we have Filipino food, we have Chinese food, we have American food.
You're excited.
This is the thing is, and like, I mean, it's all my best friends who I never get to see because we're always working in kitchens.
That's awesome.
And so it's really cool because like, you know, we have a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, we have a good time together.
Well, Julie, Brandon, Brian, keep your schedules open because it sounds like for the next few weeks we're going to be very busy.
Yeah, do we get the day off to go to Unstripped?
It's on a Sunday.
It's
so
on
yes.
Sunday.
Oh,
yes,
is it?
Yes, you do. Yes, you're welcome.
Well, that's the thing is they want us to do it on Friday or Saturday. And we're like, no, we want to do it on Sunday because it makes it easier for the chefs because most chefs are off on Sunday. And like, every restaurant's busy on Friday and Saturday. Why would we have a food festival on Friday?
Is it a daytime thing or nighttime thing? Or
it
both?
starts at about 4, and I think it goes like 4 to 8.
Okay.
But like after like 2 hours, you're like, that's a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's like for us, it's like we like literally we have fun, we see everybody, we hug everyone, we have a great time, and then we put our head down, and it's like 4 hours later, like what happened?
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Chef, thank you so much for coming. This was so much fun. I am so excited that you were able to come in and share your story and share your culture and the behind the scenes. We were able to pick your brain. Awesome. This was fucking awesome.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
And you guys are amazing. And I hope you guys find a studio that's just as amazing.
It's going to be phenomenal. I'm very picky. And now that Brian and I kind of know what we like and what we don't like, I think it's going to be even.
It's like opening restaurants. They get better as you go.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Well, this was awesome. Chef, thank you so much for coming in. Chef James Trees, everybody. Thank you. This was awesome. Catch new episodes each week on heybighead.com. Let's get out of here, Brian. What do you say, huh?
Sounds good.
All right. See you then.
Awesome.